This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 40.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 40, and in today's episode, I've decided to do something special, something a little bit different. So I wanted to bring in a guest, as I often do for my Monday episodes, but I thought it would be more appropriate to end the year 2015 with doing a year review and give you some hints on what's coming up in 2016, maybe share some business plans and ideas, and well, let's talk about what has happened and what will be happening in 2016. So first of all, I'd like to talk about the Extra Paycheck blog. This is something that I've been working on a lot in 2015 compared to all the previous years since it launched in 2008. And there have been episodes and blog posts where I talk about the Extra Paycheck blog and explain how I lost it more than once, how I gave up on it, and then I got back to it, and then I gave up again. But this year has been the most hardworking for me when it comes to the Extra Paycheck blog and podcast as well. So what happened is that in 2015, I got more traffic to my blog than I got in the previous 7 years together. Yes, you heard me right. In 1 year, I got more traffic to the blog than I got in the previous 7 years all put together. And this is a byproduct, a direct byproduct of working harder, being more consistent, and putting out better content. Now, yes, I agree that I haven't posted as many blog posts as I wish I would, but I still did fairly well. And I've been very busy with the podcast, which kind of took away some time from blogging, and I wasn't disciplined enough to manage both of them perfectly at the same time, but that's something that I'll be working hard at in 2016. Now, the podcast as well has been something that I'm very proud of, because for the past 40 weeks, I've released an episode every Monday, every single week. I haven't missed a single week. New episodes coming out every week still now. And this is something that I want to ask my audience. Maybe you guys could help me out with that. I was planning in 2016 to also put out another episode per week. So basically doing 2 episodes every week. One coming out on Monday, usually with a guest, and another very short episode, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, coming out on Thursday or Friday. This is where I would be able to talk about some very specific subject, or maybe answer your questions, which I sometimes do, but maybe I should make it more consistent and do it on a weekly basis. So I would love to hear your feedback on that idea. You could email me directly at alex@extra-paycheck.com, or leave a comment on the show notes page for this episode at extrapodcast.com/40. This is where I'll be putting up a show notes page, and you could leave a comment about this episode and maybe give me some of your advice and ideas of what would you like to see from the Extra Paycheck podcast in the upcoming year. Also, in 2015, I wanted to work a little bit more on my affiliate blogs, on my niche sites, but I didn't get a chance to do so. Once again, I decided to spend my time doing something else. One of the projects was launching my own physical product on Amazon.com, basically becoming a seller on Amazon.com instead of being an affiliate, which I still am, and I still make money from some of my niche websites and promoting those affiliate links elsewhere. But I always wanted to try that product, the physical product thing, and actually creating my own product, which I did in 2015. And I actually sold out twice on Amazon and wasn't able to get the products back in stock fast enough because, well, for different reasons. I've also sold the product on Etsy and some other websites online. So this has been a blast. This has been something very, very interesting and very different from just being an online marketer. You know, creating your own product, manufacturing it, and shipping it to clients, it's something unknown to me. That's something that I started learning in this year and something that I've accomplished this year. So I'm very proud of that accomplishment. And as I'm saying, it's been a really great experience learning something new, trying something new. And I will be moving on with that in 2016. I will be doing more stuff, probably, hopefully finding more products that I could sell on Amazon, which is a really, really great platform to sell stuff. I'm doing FBA, by the way, for those who know what it means, fulfilled by Amazon. It basically means that I send a product in bulk to Amazon warehouse and they take care of every customer. They take care of shipping out every single item. So that gives me a lot more free time to work on my own business and my own stuff. I don't have to run to the post office every single day to ship out products to customers. So that's something that I've been exploring this past year. And that's something that I'll certainly be carrying on to the next year. And I think a lot of potential in a retail business, in online retail, using platforms like Amazon to make extra money and to actually make a living. A lot of people are making a really, really good living doing that, making their own products and then selling them through Amazon. So that's something that I will be concentrating more on, and I will be talking more about those things also on my podcast as well as my blog. So maybe some of you will do the same. Another thing that I've tried in 2015, also it's been on and off. I wanted to see if I could build decent Instagram account. So in the first few months of 2015, I started an Instagram account. Then I kind of quit it for the whole summer and most of the autumn. And then I picked up a little bit again. And I've built that account at this point, at the point of recording this podcast, I've built it up to 8,000 followers with a pretty good engagement. I'm seeing anywhere from 5 to 10% engagement from my audience, means people liking and commenting and sharing my stuff. So that's really awesome. I have a really good idea what I'll be doing with that account because I'm not making money from it in any way. It's not monetized or anything like that, but it will be linked to one of my niche websites and hopefully it'll give me some kind of boost in sales. Maybe it'll help me promote the website. I'll find a way what I'll be doing with that. That being said, I will also be concentrating on this niche website, which has been basically registered, put up with 2 pages of content. Put it even less than that. 2 articles. There are 2 articles on that website and I haven't touched it since. It's been live for quite a while, a year, maybe more, but I haven't worked on it at all. And in 2016, I am planning to put in a lot of work into that website. More importantly, I'm planning to make a case study out of it. So I will be documenting everything that I do to that website, and I will be sharing all that information on the Extra Paycheck blog so you could follow the progress, so you could see how a niche website is built and monetized. So that would be something really, really interesting for many of you, especially those who haven't started their own websites because you aren't sure how it's done and what to do. So that's something to follow in 2016. Make sure you sign up to my email list because that's where mostly I'll be giving out the updates on the project and the website and how it's coming along. Now, in 2016, once again, I will be launching a brand new website. This will also be a niche website. The earnings will probably be based on affiliate marketing, and that's something that I've only thought of recently, this kind of website and this kind of niche. I'm not going to reveal any more at this point, but I will talk about it in 2016. And once again, a part of my 2016 strategy for the Extra Paycheck blog and Extra Paycheck podcast is being even more transparent. You guys know a lot of stuff about me. You guys know a lot about the stuff that I do online, but I will be even more transparent in 2016, and I will be revealing those projects that I'm working on. I'll be revealing the money that I make off of those projects, the money that I spent on those projects, the time that I spent on those projects. So this brand new website will be one of the 2 projects that I will be making into a case study on my blog. So you'll be able to follow along and hopefully pick up a few things from that case study. Of course, as in 2015, in 2016, I will be trying to create more content for Extra Paycheck blog. And as usually, it will be good content. I'm not in a race to create the most content possible, but I'm trying to create the most valuable content possible. So I know that sometimes it will take me much longer to research a topic and to write a very in-depth article, but at least I know that this article will be of value. It will attract more readers. It would make my readers happy, satisfied, and coming back to my blog. So that's something I'll be working hard on in 2016, as well as the podcast. As I mentioned, I'll keep on bringing on awesome guests, successful entrepreneurs, and just people with really cool business stories on the podcast. And maybe adding that extra episode per week where I would be answering your questions or concentrating on smaller subjects, but going kind of in depth within 10 minutes of content or so. So that's something I'll keep on working in 2016. Now, another thing, big news that's coming up for me in 2016 is that in February, I'm leaving to Southeast Asia to travel for the next 4 months or so. So basically from February to May, I will be traveling through Asia, and it wouldn't be my typical travel where I would change cities every few days. I would basically settle down in each country for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even up to a month. So this would allow me to keep on working on my business while traveling at the same time. That's something that I've had really hard time with through my previous travels. Like in 2010 when I spent about 9 months in Europe, and 2014 where I spent 5 months in the Eastern Europe and the Balkans region, which was amazing, but it was hard to manage work and travel at the same time because you want to see things. You don't want to sit in front of your laptop all day. And maybe once again, I wasn't just well organized and I wasn't disciplined enough to do that. So this is a huge goal for me in 2016 to be able to travel and keep on working and producing content for my sites and my blog and my podcast. So that's something really big for me. And I guess I'll be keeping you updated while I'm traveling, because while I am traveling, I will be posting new episodes for my podcast. I will be publishing new blog posts, and maybe I'll even put some articles on my old dying travel blog. That's simply for the pleasure of doing it and the pleasure of sharing the content and the experiences that I would go through while traveling the Southeast Asia. In the end of January 2016, I'm also leaving to a private marketing conference in Las Vegas. I will be talking more about that in an episode after the conference, so I'll share some interesting details and stuff with you about that. So I guess that's about it for 2015 review and plans for 2016. Now, I'd like to end this episode with a suggestion, guys. Those New Year resolutions that a lot of us put up, I think that they are important. I don't think that we should make 2016 or, decide that we're going to start changing our lives on January 1st or some other date. Start today. You don't have to wait until the next year to start changing your life, to making improvements and to take actions. Start right now. This is what I've been doing recently. I've been trying to set up my sites and trying to make those plans without, having January as a beginning date. I already started going through my New Year's resolutions right now in 2015, still a week from New Year's or so. And that's something important to me, and I think it could be something important to you. You have to write down your plans for the next year. This will help you tremendously because you'll be able to look over those plans all the time and subconsciously kind of force yourself to think, what can I do to achieve those goals? What am I not doing that's not taking me to that goal? So stop wasting your time and get going to your New Year's resolutions right now. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the last episode of 2015. Thank you so much for listening to the Extra Paycheck podcast for all these months from April 2015 up to now. I hope you are enjoying the content that you're getting from this podcast. I love seeing your reviews and ratings on iTunes Store. I love seeing my subscribers get in touch with me. Guys, it's really awesome. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and Happy New Year to all of you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, please do go to extrapodcast.com/40. This is where you could leave comments, and this is where I'll be maybe sharing some other details and some other resources. So make sure to check that out. And I'll talk to you next Monday.